Shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, as always, I would like to start off, give it all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to our power, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Devil honors to our apostle, our elders, a great millstone, we will teach you on sound doctrine, strong shalom, to the hopeful elect, and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children, that the Lord will have mercy on these last days, man. All right, let's try this again. It's your brother Kadash representing GMS branch here in Cleveland. Lord, let's try this again to bring out an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. I just try to go live and it was no sound. That's what happens. All right. So all praise to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. He allowed us to come back. Let's continue. All right. So the title of this is the In the News 15-Minute Cities. It's kind of like a continuation, like I was saying in the last one, of the lesson I just did. And this is in the news, as brothers know. Brothers stay doing the titles of In the News. I did a few of these. I mean, not a few, a lot of these. But you know, they flag these type of videos on my page. So over the years, so it's all good. But so that's why I stopped titling In the News. But hey, the spirit jumped on me. This title is In the News 15-Minute Cities. So we're in Cleveland, Ohio. And like I was saying, the mayor Bibbs, he's spearheading in Columbus, Ohio. They're going to be one of the major companies out of, I think, 4 or 6 companies in the entire U.S. that's going to spearhead making the C-HIPs one of the major plants that's going to push out the C-HIP technology across the U.S. in Columbus, Ohio. And then in Cleveland, our mayor is spearheading the program. So where you have here, I'm not gonna put it on the screen. Shalom to everybody tuning in. I'm gonna just play it like this. It wasn't playing on my screen, so I'm gonna play it like this. Matter of fact, I'll do it like this. Bear with me. I'm gonna show it on the screen. I'm gonna show you Mayor Bibb, right? What he looked like. Shalom. What he looked like. All right, that's him right there. All right, this is the Elder Yashawamba page, one of his offshoot pages that, you know, he just upload quick little clips through information. Okay. I kind of got a page like this similar on TikTok though. TikTok, you know, is a little bit more friendly with the algorithm. I'm gonna just kind of, matter of fact, let's do this. Let's see if it will add up. I'm gonna rewind it. So I'm gonna press play, and it's gonna play with the I'm gonna have the sound out. Let's do it like that.
Last night, and in his speech, he for the launching of new conversations around the waterfront development. He said safety remains his top priority, and he acknowledged his missteps, including the city's poor response to that snowstorm we saw back on MLK Day. He also introduced a concept to rebuild Cleveland as, quote, a 15-minute city. Sarah Shookman is here to explain what that means. Sarah, good afternoon to you. What exactly does that mean, 15-minute city?
Well, Jay, Cleveland says it hopes to be the first city in the U.S. to implement this model, and the idea is pretty simple. Everything you need is within 15 minutes of where you live, either on foot, by bike, or transit. It first took off in Paris. Instead of centralized downtowns where people work and separate places where they live, why shouldn't everything be closer? Well, that reduced proximity is greener, it's more sustainable, and it creates more solidarity between neighbors. But you can't start from scratch, obviously. So it's about repurposing existing spaces. Mayor Bibb said last night, it'll be about people first, not developers. Well, city planners today told me they will aim to find out how residents might want to see their community change and make sure that the city's zoning restriction policies and their policies around development align. And the first step for that is making a list.
Things like grocery stores, schools, parks, but also other things like barbershops, cafes, a general list of amenities and needs that we think as city officials, we know and have heard from residents that they want to be able to access, but the goal is for it to be iterative. We want to eventually take this model to communities and have them and tell us what exactly needs or amenities they really see as being valuable that they want access to.
And while they are finding some neighborhoods have great access on paper, maybe the quality is lacking due to busted sidewalks or lack of bike lanes or bus stops. And whether it's green space we're talking about or food justice, some neighborhoods are just lacking altogether here in Cleveland. Ultimately, in a 15-minute city, not every 15-minute radius looks the same, but it serves people with opportunities to access the things they want to get to in their day-to-day lives, Jay.
It sounds like a common sense idea, but Sarah, so often implementing ideas like this, well, it becomes a massive challenge. You have to give them points for creativity and ambition, but how realistically does something like this get done?
Yeah, that's the question, right? It definitely doesn't happen overnight. It is supposed to be an ongoing process, and the city admits it is at the very beginning of this. But city planners say the timing right now is right, with funding from the federal infrastructure bill that was just passed and some other states and federal dollars that could become available. And as part of its new citywide plan, there will soon be a process for all of you to weigh in. So we'll keep you up to date as they let us know what that is as well.
All right, very good. Sarah Shook live from the newsroom. Sarah, thank you.
All right. And that's that one, right? So let's play this. So the 15-minute cities. 15-minute cities, which is why they put the 1, 2, 3, 4, the next number, towers up during the lockdown, and they implemented them all around the cities, which allows a thing like a 15-minute city to actually go into function, to play, because it allows you within a distance of time to be able to stay connected to the grid instead of a longer period, a longer distance, okay, where you have to connect to another tower 25, 30 minutes out. Okay. Let's hear what Trump has to say about the crashing market. All right. Remember, it's not playing on here, so I have to play it here.
Where the consequences
all right.
Saw the vast printing of money, the hike of inflation rates, without anyone seemingly understand what the consequences are of doing that.
But you talk about the consequences. Donald Trump has put out this statement here, and you whether consequences or not, let's have a quick listen to what the former U.S. president had to say.
With what is happening to our economy and with the proposals being made on the largest and dumbest tax increase in the history of the USA, times 5, Joe Biden will go down as the Herbert Hoover of the modern age. We will have a Great Depression far bigger and more powerful than that of 1929. As proof, the banks are already starting to collapse.
Saw the vast printing of money, the hike of inflation rates, without anyone seemingly understand what the consequences are of doing that.
But you talk about the consequences. Donald Trump has put out this statement here, and whether consequences or not, let's have a quick listen to what the former U.S. president had to say.
With what is happening to our economy and with the proposals being made on the largest and dumbest tax increase in the history of the USA, times 5, Joe Biden will go down as the Herbert Hoover of the modern age. We will have a Great Depression far bigger and more powerful than that of 1929. As proof, the banks are already starting to collapse.
Saw the vast printing of money, the hike of inflation rates, without anyone seemingly understand what the consequences are of doing that.
But you talk about the consequences. Donald Trump has put out this statement here, and whether consequences or not, let's have a quick listen to what the former U.S. president had to say.
With what is happening to our economy and with the proposals being made on the largest and dumbest tax increase in the history of the USA, times 5, Joe Biden will go down as the Herbert Hoover of the modern age. We will have a Great Depression far bigger and more powerful than that of 1929. As proof, the banks are already starting to collapse.
Yeah, there you have it. I'm just showing a bunch of clips of what's going on in the news. Let's show you this real quick, and then we're gonna get to the point. Where is it at? Sleepy Creepy Joe. Bear with me. All right. Let's see. All right, let's get this one, a Sleepy Creepy Joe. All right, this guy, man.
I think you all know that I've always felt the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Every American should feel confident that their deposits will be there if and when they need them. Second, the management of these banks will be fired. If the bank is taken over by FDIC, the people running the bank should not work there anymore. Third, investors in the banks will not be protected. They knowingly took a risk, and when the risk didn't pay off, investors lose their money. That's how capitalism works. And fourth, there are important questions of how these banks got into the circumstance in the first place. We must get the full accounting of what happened and why those responsible can be held accountable. In my administration, no one is above the law. I think you all know that I've always felt the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Every American should feel confident that their deposits will be there if and when they need them. Second, the management of these banks will be fired. If the bank is taken over by FDIC, the people running the bank should not work there anymore. Third, investors in the banks will not be protected. They knowingly took a risk, and when the risk didn't pay off, investors lose their money. That's how capitalism works. And fourth, there are important questions of how these banks got into the circumstance in the first place. We must get the full accounting of what happened and why those responsible can be held accountable. In my administration, no one is above the law.
Oh my God, man. So, oh man, don't you love it, man? This is a great movie, man. You know, Jake love movies, man. This the Laura's movie, bro. Let me grab this real quick. The Laura's movie is the movie of the ages, bro. Kid you not, man. It's ultimate, bro. You know, this is damn, what I was about to get, it's like it. They pull up the wrong because what, first of all, let me backtrack real quick because Sleepy Joe, he's talking about what, because in the last video I did when I was just live, I showed a compilation of 30 companies that's attached to the SVB, all right, the Silicon Valley Bank, all right. And we what I was gonna say, oh, I showed a compilation of that, and what happened was it's DoorDash, you know, a lot of companies are attached to that bank, like these app jobs, you know, and so forth, man. So, you know, that was all a part of Esau's agenda, his plan, his plot. Is talk about that in Ezra, his popular plots and persuasions against Israel, man. Okay, his trickeries, his witchcraft. You know, it goes hand in hand with what the Bible describes him as, and that's the devil, man. Let me grab this real quick. I meant 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan shall get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. When you go into this word device, let's see, it should be the same word in Job. Devices. There you have it. A mental perception, a thought, an evil purpose, that which thinks the mind, thoughts, or purpose. You see, so we're not ignorant of Esau's agenda. We're not ignorant of Esau's mind. Okay, the things that he has laid out for the Israelite man, woman, and child, the things he desired to do to you and what he desired to have. We're not ignorant of these things. We're not ignorant of his plans to wipe out our nation. You see what I'm saying? So, with that being said, this is his purpose, his evil purpose. Like Elder Yakia in Chicago, he like this present evil world. Man, hey, shalom to that elder, man. That's my guy, man. This present evil world, man, that we're dwelling in. You know what I'm saying? It says that which thinks the mind, thoughts, or purpose. So this is Esau's mindset. And I went into the last lesson at the end of it. If you didn't catch the end of it, that I had showed a snippet of the guy. It was from the GI Joe, what is it? The GI Joe TV series that came out in 1985. The guy plan was to do away with the dollar. The dude held the money in the air and it disappeared. Everybody money started to burn and disappear. And the guy said, "We're entering into the new system, the new phase." And he said the name of the new coin, the new currency was called Cobra currency, which Esau is that cobra. He is that a cobra is a snake. He's that poison. He's that venom. He's that snake, that serpent in the garden. You see what I'm saying? That is issuing out this venom into the world, man. His evil purpose, and all of the world has been poisoned by his venom. When you go into dragon, the etymology of dragon is a large serpent. Okay, so Esau has evolved into a bigger serpent, which is that dragon, which is why he controls the whole world, his philosophies and his doctrine, his religions and his mindset that he has swayed on the people through his witchcrafts and policies and fallacies and whatever, man. These are examples of that, man. These 15-minute cities. That it's ultimately to what? To implement that tiny technology, that snake bite, man. Okay, let me show you something real quick if you don't believe me. All right, this is from the last lesson. Let's do it like this. The Pope podium. Let's do it like that. Let's see what comes up. All right, I forgot what I used to type in the past. Come on, man. I'll put pop. Come on now. All right, let's see what. All right, let's see. All right, I'm not gonna put it up. All right, let's do this. Let's do the Pope's cathedral. Let's see what comes up. Come on, man. They playing games right now. I forgot what I used to type in the past, man. It's been like 5 years since I typed this in. 4 or 5 years. Probably 4. Let me see the Pope. Y'all know where I'm going with it because I mentioned I mentioned the Cobra currency from the G.I. Joe TV series in 1985. You can look it up. Let's type in the Pope snake temple. Boom, there you go. There you have it. So this is the serpent we're dealing with, man. Okay, you see the snake eyes and serpent. He's letting you know openly, boldly confessing that he is that serpent, man. That was in the garden, the philosophies and doctrines that persuaded the minds of the people from the mind that he seduced, which was Eve, and she gave it to her husband. And he did eat of that same knowledge and understanding. That's in Proverbs. But the 15-minute cities, again, Cleveland is spearheading it. One of the cities, major cities, like I mentioned before. I didn't know the last live was, you know what I'm saying, it had no volume. So this is the new live. But I was mentioning that Cleveland is often, if like I said, you got to watch these movies, man. These movies and these TV shows are spiritual. Watch movies, man. Brothers is big on it. I know at least, I know the apostles, definitely Apostle Tahar and all the apostles is big on that. And us brothers here in Cleveland, man, all of GMS is big on watching movies. They have spiritual intake and spiritual visual of what we are talking about to some degree. Because Esau liked to prophesy, but he prophesies on the left-hand side with his priests. So he put them in his movies and so forth. But when you go into these movies and different things like that, you'll find a lot of information from a visual standpoint of what we're bringing out. You see what I'm saying? So going to watch these movies, man, because they show a lot of this, man. Look at that comparison right here. You know, if you haven't never seen this of a snake, a cobra. See, again, like I said, the currency was a cobra. A cobra. It said cobra currency. You know. So this is the serpent, man, that we're dealing with. That's like, I got some other videos. Let's go here. And then we're gonna close out. See, I was gonna show this in the last live, but it's all good. The spirit didn't want it to come out then. All right. let me show this real quick. And I'm gonna start because this video is talking about fewer cryptocurrency companies at the WEF in Davos. Now this was a month ago, so they're saying that a fewer companies actually showed up, whatever, right? But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to I'm gonna start where the lady right there you see. I'm gonna start where she was talking. All right. So let me play this.
Well, it's very significant because when we talk about crypto, we're really talking about blockchain technology, which is this underlying layer that's being added to the internet that decentralizes the way we use the internet. So you and I can interact peer to peer rather than going through a bank or a social media platform giant. And a lot of this technology is going to help even with cross-border transactions between countries. So when world leaders go to Davos to discuss, what's on the agenda, it's important for these crypto projects to be there to explain what types of solutions they can bring. And so one of the major themes this year was the tokenization of real world assets, such as government bonds and real estate being registered on a blockchain, ownership on a blockchain in a decentralized manner, and what that can do for society in general. For example, Filecoin is another company. They announced that they were going to be creating a decentralized storage system in space with Lockheed Martin. So this technology has a lot of implications beyond just all the negative headlines that we're seeing on the investing side of it. So if I could break it down for you a little more, think of it like this. So in the world of stocks, you have the stock and you have investors and traders that are trading stocks for profit. And then you have real companies behind these stocks that have real solutions, that have real customers. So what's going on in Davos now is we're seeing the real projects behind it. While the cryptocurrency side, a lot of the times we talk about investors and traders that are trading for a profit. So they're very different things, but they are linked the way that stocks are linked to their companies. I hope that breaks it down.
Yeah, that does actually. Speaking of that, though, you got to think that some of what's happening there is trying to clean up the PR mess. Because for the rest of us, all we know about cryptocurrency, at least recently, is there seems to be bankruptcies. Sam Bankman-Fried, and now I'm reading about this other crypto exchange, Bizlato. The Justice Department announced that they've arrested a man, accused him of being processed over $700 million in illicit funds. That sounds massive to me, $700 million, but then I hear about billions of dollars missing in cryptocurrency. But then even even though we're talking about millions, hundreds of millions, and billions, in the grand scheme of things, it's hard for me to understand how much of an impact these arrests have. Well, they have an impact in two ways. On the crypto market, especially because there's not a lot of trading volume right now. So an exchange being stopped or shut down, not only does it halt certain transactions, but it also spooks investors. And so we did see Bitcoin and Ethereum plunge by 2 to 3% within a day. But also it sends a message to anyone that entered this space earlier on before government sort of came in and understood what was going on, to say that if you are committing a crime, even if it's in the blockchain sector, we're catching up and we're understanding how this is going. So actually the language that the Department of Justice used around this arrest was encouraging for the crypto market, because instead of saying that they're coming after the crypto market in general, they said that they're coming after people that are taking advantage of the crypto market for their crimes. And so the crypto community was saying, okay, this is great because it sends a message that the government understands the difference between the amazing technology and people that are taking advantage for bad practices and bad behavior. Right. That's really interesting. Layla Maiden, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Man, yeah, so that's that.
Within a 15-minute walk.
All right, so I'm gonna show one more. There's many more I could show, but I'm gonna just show one more.
City is an urban planning concept where everyday necessities are easily reachable within a 15-minute walk or a 15-minute bike ride. This concept can promote more green spaces, but it can also decrease carbon emissions.
From an environmental standpoint, one of the biggest pieces is that if we're driving less, we're putting less carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, we're slowing the pace at which we're changing the climate that we have to live with.
Dr. Wynne Everham, a professor at the water school at FGCU, knows a thing or two about creating a usable space.
And I think most good 15-minute city approaches include a significant amount of green space within walking distance, because we're finding out that
小区啊，像不像军事化管理？今天买个菜。原来是。
不用疑惑，我来给你们解答这个问题。我现在在外面，然后我进去就正常刷脸就可以。
验证通过。
就进来了吗？我真的进来了，然后没有人管我，现在看再绕出去，以前哪敢呢？不行，迫不及待了，快跑！看，这是另一个闸机。
哎呀，
验证通过。
我要出去了，这回信了吧？现在能出来。
能过来上个公厕，再可以人脸识别扫码。
哎呀，
请正视屏幕，
直接出纸。
哦，哇哦！
现在出门上厕所都不用带纸了。
哇哦，
真方便。
请面向屏幕开始刷脸，请确认之后。
If y'all brothers are reading that. Yeah, man. Woo, man. Oh my God. Yo, call her law, y'all, but she was shy, man. Let me grab this real quick, man, because this is second Esdras 15:17. A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. You see, he said in one of those videos, in the beginning, I mentioned his show fences separating the 15-minute cities in China, man. You see? Oh, man, this is beautiful, man. Oh, this is beautiful. Because this is all the prophecies. This is all what we've been preaching for years, starting with our apostles and elders, starting with Apostle Tahar on down, man. You know? Let me try to find this real quick. I gotta try to find this tweet from Trump. Because he has said, hold on, bear with me. Because what happened was it was a guy, it was a general. I had did a lesson on this a while ago, a couple years ago, when Trump was in office. So like 2020, 2021, or something like that. And Trump had did a Shalom YAHAWASHI Shabrakatah. Trump had did he had tweeted something about China, and he had said that they're the leaders in technology. Okay, but the guy was a general from the U.S. Army, and he had wrote a book, and he was trying to, I don't know, get you on the expose, like a whistleblower, but he wrote a book on things that he knew. Let's just put it like that for the video sake. I'm gonna read this real quick. Let me see if this has something in it. This is from Trump. This is from CNBC. This is from 2019. It says Trump hints at a softer stance on Hawaii in a bizarre 6G tweet as China trade talks resume quotations, I want 5G and even 6G technology in the United States as soon as possible. It is far more powerful, faster, and smarter than the current standard. The American companies must step up their efforts or get left behind. There's no reason that we should be lagging behind on something that is so obviously the future. Trump said in the first of two tweets. He added, I want the US to win through competition, not by blocking out currently more advanced technologies. We must also be the leader in everything we do, especially when it comes to the very exciting world of technology. And that's what that's going to do is that's going to catapult the next phase, because I can't find the exact tweet from Trump, but I'm like I said, I've been quoting it. Trump had why it's not going back, man. So I can this is bugged out. Trump had he had, like I said, he had tweeted that China are the leaders in technology, and I just showed you that what they have, that system they have implemented. They even have children in school. They can't get meals unless they face scan. Well, obviously that's going to lead to other things, which is we understand in the tiny technology. It's all the same system. It's called a gradualism, man. Well, Trump had tweeted that, and they actually showed the tweet on the screen, I believe. Yeah, they did. He had tweeted that China is the leaders in technology, and if they're the leaders in technology, that means that they're going to be so-called the leaders of the new world. And he was basically he just said that cannot be. So if we're to remain integrity as so-called Americans, we're to get ahead of them in the technology race. And that's what he had tweeted. Basically, he was pushing the issue of not being left behind. As you see, same thing he kind of said here in this article that I just read. He said, or you get left behind. You see, and they're gonna build off that. And they have been building off that. You see, these presidents are not the top tier. These presidents are the puppet masters for the ones who are running the banks, the ones who are in authority behind the scenes. See, so we're get ready, man. You know, these 15-minute cities, the conveniency are gonna intensify to the point that you see Esau had put in every J community something called a convenience store. He has something in our communities called a convenience store. So he programmed your mind for years to go into the concept of having something that's convenient. Okay, having something that's convenient, man. A microwave society, man. You know, so that's what Esau's plan is. His plan is to bite you because he's a serpent. Plan is to bite you with that tiny technology that corrupts or that's the stigma, you know, the whole shebang. His plan is to X out the Messiah, prick you, okay, and have you committed. Because you remember, only the scriptures tell you in Hebrews, no blood, no covenant is without the shedding of blood, and you are pierced, and blood comes out of the hand, which are works we do with our hands. It's also symbolic and spiritual that he's going to pierce you in your hands and your forehead, Neuralink, and so forth. These are the companies that master in the brain technology. That's also because your brain is connected to your soul. The hands are connected with our works. You see what I'm saying? So he's going to bite you with that cavity, that kawar in the Hebrew. That Hebrew word right there is kawar. I did a lesson on that. The many variations of kawar. That cavity, which is a cavity like a kawar, is a hole, a cave. Makes a hole in the tooth. That's what he's going to do in your hand. He makes a hole in your hand with that snake bite. You know what I'm talking about? That, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, that tool that he used, and it's going to pierce you. Okay, and going to Deuteronomy. All right, it talks about I think Exodus 2. I can't. My memory kind of slipping right now. About the oil. You know, the servant will bore oil in his ear to say that he's a servant to that master forever, And that's what you're going to do. That all is a piercing, not piercing it. And Esau know the law. He know the scriptures, man. And he's going to use it against you, Jacob. All right, Israel. He's going to use it against you, Israelites, man. And you're going to fall for it, man. Unfortunately, as designed by the Heavenly Father, man. All right, so you got to, you don't have a problem with me. You got a problem, have a problem. You talk it up with the Lord, man. Okay, and just pray that you don't fall in that lot, man. See. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to bring them videos out, man, because I didn't bring it out in the last live, man. So the Spirit wanted to bring it out again. I wanted to do this last night, but I fell asleep, so that's why I doubled it up through the Spirit and power of YAHWASHI. So yeah, man, these 15-minute cities. You see Cleveland, us here, brothers. We're in Cleveland. All right, we're the GMS Church, the branch here in Cleveland, and we're seeing it, man. It's a lot we see on a daily basis. I'm not gonna say on a video. Of the prophecies coming to pass, man. And let me close with a scripture. All right. I must close with a scripture. Let's see. Damn, what was it? It just slipped my mind. Let me close with one precept. Oh man, it slipped my mind. It's called to what? Let me see. Let's go here. Let's go to let's get this. Let's close with this. This is Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me, what I will answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered right, because when you go into a vineyard, all right, when you understand a vineyard where fruits grow, all right, and they multiply. A vineyard has a watchtower in the middle of it, and it will be people. It will be brothers on a shift. They will be working, all right, around the clock, and they will watch the vineyard from predators, people, and predators of the animals, from destroying the vineyard, destroying the crops that are growing. That's what the watchman's job was, and because they also had it fenced. But the fence sometimes is not always reliable, so that's why they had the watchman to watch for that extra line of defense. Well, it's the same for the elect. We're the watchmen. We're the prophets of the Lord, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and the Lord has set us up as those watchmen in the middle of his vineyard, which are the elect, or which is Israel, his vineyard, like it says in Isaiah 5. And we're watching on the tower from predators. Predators include our own people. Of course, Esau and the nations, and also these animals, okay, these beastly, these things of the field, and we're watching and we're warning and we're tending to the sheep, we're tending to the fruit, we're tending to the vineyard, man, keeping it a beat, keeping it clean, beautiful, keeping it glistening, keeping it protected, so that it could continue to drop seeds and prosper and prosper. So the Lord has set us up on a watchtower. It says, and we'll watch to see what he will say unto me. Right? We're telling the predator, hey, I'm warning you, if you jump that fence, if you try to destroy this vineyard, I'm gonna destroy you, man. That's what we're saying to the 2/3 of our nation, as well as the Esau, Edom, and the nations. If they try to lay a hand, if they come close to that, the Lord gonna destroy you, man. I'm talking about the elect. And we'll watch to see what he will, because don't the scriptures talk about in Second Ezra, talk about the Lord has set him a cluster of grapes, a cluster of the vine aside for himself. That's the elect of that vineyard, man. Because all Israel considered the vineyard or the elect in the scriptures. All right, but the Lord in Galatians 6, we have an elect of the elect. It says, and we'll watch to see what he will say unto me, and and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahawah Shai answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. The vision is the prophecies, and the table is the scriptures. And our job has been, we have been called from the Lord in these video epistles to make it plain. It's very plain to see the tiny technology, as I show here in these various clips that I have showed. All right, it's pretty clear to see that the prophecies is coming to pass. It's pretty clear. to see this. We're making it simplest as we can, as simplest form as basic as we can to describe such a heavy topic. Who knew milk will hold so much weight? See? And the Lord answered me and said, and write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And now you can spread the news. Okay? For the vision, the prophecies is yet for an appointed time. This we're living in that time. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, meaning though it seemed like it's far off, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. The Lord said it's going to most definitely come, and it's not going to tarry. See? And that is what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. Lord willing, this quick lesson was edifying. Showed many videos, you know what I'm saying? I think I had other ones. Let me see if I got one more. Bear with me, because the 15-minute cities is going to spearhead this tiny technology to the point that you're not going to be able to operate without it. It was just an article posted about everybody have to report their taxes, going from prostitution, all right, and many other very facets of life. They have to report their prostitution status when they file their taxes, showing you that nobody will be able to escape this system, to the point that the Lord is making. This is the Lord doing that. You're going to have to choose what God you serve, whether you serve YAHAWASHI or the God that's on the other side of the flood. You see what I'm saying? Which our fathers did serve. Again, you see the title right here. Mr. the brother said Zion Amath II, Mr. Neuralink to bail out Silicon Valley Bank. So yeah, he's trying to buy the bank so that he can issue out a digital currency or through Twitter. All right, so there you have it, man. You know what I mean? So Lord willing, oh, that's another thing, man. Wells Fargo, you saw on the screen right there. Wells Fargo, man. You know what I'm saying? So one of the banks, I'm not gonna say the bank, not bank went online, but my bank, I noticed that shit. I transferred some money from my business account to my just regular spending account, and the money never. It say that it went, but it never showed up. Showing you, because that's kind of like what happened with Wells Fargo, man. They're sending out letters, apology letters to different people that bank with them about, yeah, your funds. Let me see if I can find that, man. And we close with that, man. Wells, yeah, you see it comes up real quick. Let me see. Let's go to news. Let's see. All right, here we go, right here. It says Wells Fargo customers grapple with account issues due to likely tech glitch. This is all by design, man. Don't fall for it. I already pulled out 2 Corinthians 2:11, man. It says Wells Fargo and company customers swarmed to social media today to express concerns at the direct deposits and scheduled transactions were missing from their online banking accounts this morning. And bro, I'm telling you, that trickled on down to my bank, man. My small little bank. You know, you can't tell me that it didn't, because I was just a witness. I was just a testimony to this, and I don't have Wells Fargo. But these banks are all connected. That's the point, man. Because I'm telling you, the money says it's in my account, but it's not there. And that's what the glitch was in Wells Fargo. People was tripping because their money wasn't reading the actual amount that they had in their accounts, man. You see? And we have to have money in our accounts to what? Pay bills and do different shit in society, man. You see? Because even when we take the money out, once they change the system, that money that you took out is not going to be relevant. It's only going to be used for what? Toilet paper and keeping your ass warm when your ass get kicked out the house. That's it. So Lord willing, this was edifying, man. It wasn't long enough. I would like to give all honor, glory, infinite praise, and worship to again our power, Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawashi, Hashem, HAQADASH. Double honors again to our apostle, elders, a great millstone, who will teach you on sound doctrine. Shalom, shalom to the hopeful elect, and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children that the Lord will have mercy on these last days, man. Again, it's your brother Kadash, amen. A Mwap Level Ball, Bible Ball, DTA soon to this. Oh, man, DTA soon, man. Lord willing, brothers endure, bro. We almost up out of here, man. As you see, the prophecies manifesting themselves with these 15-minute cities. The tiny technology being implemented at a rapid rate, way more than the previous years, even last year, even the year before that. So, hey, brothers, Revelations 3 and 11, let no man take thy crown. Hey, stay prayed up. We're gonna need it. Your prayers and your spiritual experience and the things that you're rehearsing right now, you're gonna need that in the times to come. You see what I'm saying? That's why the Lord has us training right now. Every training is used. The things you learn in training is used in combat. Well, our training right now, we have to spiritually be trained up in the spirit so that we can use it in combat. So when we don't have our sword on hand, it's going to be within us. When we don't have technology, our phones in hand, and look up scriptures and prayers, it's going to be within us. There you have it, man. So Lord will edify until next time. Hey, shalom.